Y'all, that's some pretty good looking food for being away for a week and the temperatures dropping down and having two frosts. Hello and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. It is early October and I've been away for a week and the temperatures got a little frigid last night and I didn't cover anything because I wasn't here. So we're going to do a garden tour and we're going to harvest after being away for a week. I wasn't sure how many baskets, what kind of baskets. I didn't know what I need because I left my neighbor in charge. I don't know what they harvested, what they didn't harvest, but I brought a little bit of everything just so we can get the harvest. It got kind of chilly last night, and the night before, I believe it was, 2 nights in a row. It got kind of chilly. I know there's stuff out here that needs to be harvested. And I can just see behind me here, my neighbor did some cleanup for me as well on some of the GreenStalks. So that's going to save me a ton of time with her already cleaning up the stuff that was already depleted and done for the year. So my neighbor took care of me as always, but we're going to get out here. We're going to see what we can harvest because we got more garden redesigns to do, but we got to take care of the harvest first. The sun was shining when I started this morning. When I planned on getting started this morning. But y'all, we are going to do some harvesting. Man, the carrots got happy while I was gone. The carrots got real happy. Look at that, y'all. Like really, really happy. I don't think they're ready though. I don't think they've been in there long enough, but the greens are nice and full. When I'm away, my neighbor does a much better job of watering than I do. She kind of just messes around in the garden all day long, just walking around to see what she can do. And so with her doing that this time, oh man, what am I going to put this in? These are mustard greens that I'm picking. But when she's just walking around, she's picking anything that needs to be harvested, getting any of the dead leaves off. She does such a good job for me, better than I take care of myself. And as always, she did amazing. And now she's gone and I'm going to take care of the garden for her. We're just trading off a little bit. But we are picking mustard greens right now. I'm probably going to mix these with some other greens, depending on how many I get. And then we'll finish walking through the garden here and see what else is going on. Mustard greens, cool season crop. It can take a light frost, and I hear we got one. I wasn't here to see it, but I hear we got one. For those who follow me, we did our first live stream just a few days ago, and I hope you enjoyed it and you enjoyed that style. My plan, because people were voting, my plan is to try to do one every couple of weeks. That's going to be my plan, and it's all going to depend on my travel schedule. Y'all know how that goes, but that is the plan. I only have 6 pockets of these mustard greens, and all 6 pockets look like they're giving me something. This is the third harvest, second or third harvest on the mustard greens. And when I harvest my mustard greens, y'all, I don't pull them all the way out. I just break them down till there's, 4, 5, 6 inches left. And then I let them keep putting out. And then that way I can harvest over and over and over again. So that's the mustard greens. And while I'm over here, y'all, wow, that's a nice bucket of mustard greens right there. While I'm over here, oh, goodness. Whoo, y'all. I'm going to have to get a seat if I stay over here long. But I'm going to harvest this right here. And I don't remember what it is. It could be dynamite, but it's a green, loose-heading lettuce. And we're going to harvest some of that. I have no lettuce indoors. Here it is. a little light head of lettuce. I'm going to get the clover out because that's what's over there. So I harvested this one, and there's another one right here coming in. This is just some red loose leaf lettuce. We'll do some harvesting of that. Not too much because I have more in another area. We will get this right here. I'm going to cut this whole piece out here. There it is. When you harvest your lettuce, if you want it to last a long time, this is something I do. You don't have to do this, but when I take it inside, I wash it up, clean it up or whatever, but I let it sit in cold water for about 15 minutes before I refrigerate it. And it makes it last for a very long time in your refrigerator. I've gotten my lettuce to last for 2 weeks in the refrigerator before, but I start by letting it soak for 15 minutes first. All right, y'all, I think that's it right here. We're going to save that and save some of the rest of this, and we'll pick some from another area in just a minute. Let's keep walking around over here. Looks like she even cleaned up some of these strawberry green stalks for me. Oh, she sure did, because I had a ton of grass and stuff growing in here, and I never got it out. And I can see somebody's been working on it. And I still didn't get it out. Oh well, we'll work on it another day. That's not while I'm here now. There are a lot of dead leaves on here, but there's some good green leaves on here as well. So we will do this in another video. Take care of all of the leaves so the pockets look more like this, with runners hanging out from them. Look at that. Look at these runners, y'all. But that's what we will do another day. That's not for today. Oh, y'all, look at this. So in this bed right here, I have volunteer potatoes growing again. I didn't plant them the first time, and I didn't plant them this time either, but they started coming back up. And I'm trying to just get them below ground again because some of them were on top of the ground. So we have a plant here, here, and here. We will see how long we can let it go. I don't think these are going to make it. These were melons. But I'm going to go ahead and take it inside. Maybe they'll ripen inside. And isn't like one bite if it even ripens. But we will go ahead and take these melon. And this bed is done. All the melons are dried up. We've already cleaned all of that up. Only thing left are strawberries there and a flower that's dead. We've cleaned most of that area out already. And yes, there's more okra out here. But y'all, we're done with okra. We're going to let those dry out. All of this okra, we're going to let it just dry out and call it good for the year. Not like Mom wants anymore. Brussels sprouts are just coming on good, y'all. We transplanted these over here from another area, and they are doing great. I don't see any bug damage. It's just looking really, really good. And y'all, this, I'm surprised this grew. This was a broccoli plant that I accidentally hacked off from over there. And it didn't have any roots or anything on it. I just stuck it in the ground. And y'all, it is alive. It's happy. It's alive. And it's got some little florets on it. That's interesting that that even survived. All right, y'all. So here's the next area. Y'all, look. Cauliflower. Look at that. That cauliflower is coming in right there. Y'all, should I go ahead and get it now? I've been growing this cauliflower all season long, y'all. All season. And it's giving me all summer. It was here all summer. Let me bring you in close so you can see it. Look how pretty it is. Look at that. Y'all, I'm going to harvest it. I don't want a bug to get to it, and it's looking good. I think I'm going to harvest that. And this has not been a good cauliflower season. So I think I'm going to harvest it so I don't lose it. And I'm just getting some old lettuce plants out. They are gone to seed. So up here in the very top, these will be little seed pods if I leave them in there, and I can harvest or plant these seeds to get this lettuce to grow. But y'all, I got probably a million seeds, if not more. So we're gonna just cut these out and get them out the way. I am just trying my best to get to this. I mean, it's tiny, y'all. Y'all, I'm harvesting it. I'm not waiting. I don't want a bug. I don't want anything to get to it. Look at that. This is a cheddar. I think that's what it's called. If not, I'll put it up here. But it's kind of got that orange, yellowish color to it versus the traditional white cauliflower. But there's a little head of cauliflower. And now I can cut this all. I got the wrong scissors to do that. I can cut that plant all the way out now. Flowers are still trying to come in. Look at that. That flower done seen better days. Let's see if I can cut that one out. Yeah. In another video very soon, I'm going to be moving this GreenStalk because I have an 11-inch metal raised bed that's going to go in this spot. So we need to go ahead and clean it up as much as I can and save what I can. Yeah. Y'all, this is an impatient that got somehow or another cut off, whacked off. I don't know. Maybe the deer came in here and grabbed that impatiens, but it's growing back like it was just planted, which is amazing. We're going to go ahead and cut that out too, just to get it out the way. And I think that's it for now. There's still a few peppers down here that looks like the cold weather didn't hurt it too bad. There's some flowers here that have seen better days. And I think that's it over here. Now, I just don't understand how I have 2 eggplants in here and they look like I just planted them, y'all. They look so good. They're not gonna make it though, y'all. It's too late. It's October. Eggplant's not gonna make it. All right, let's check this other one out. Y'all, we're just making our way around the garden is what we're doing. There's a tomato. It's not pretty, but it's a tomato. I got some jalapeno peppers and it's red, so we're taking it. These are trying to turn, but they haven't turned yet. But you can see the leaves are all yellow. This plant's not happy. We will not fertilize that plant because there's no time. There's no reason to fertilize it. The season is practically over for me. There's a few beans, Roma 2 flat beans. And y'all already know I'm gonna have a ton of beans. A ton of beans. They haven't been harvested in a week. Unless my neighbor came and got some, and I don't think they did. That's a tomato that's getting ready to blush. I think we're done talking about cucumbers this year. I harvested this broccoli plant just before I went out of town, and it's putting tons and tons of side shoots on. So hopefully it will continue to give me broccoli here. Some of these are no good. They've been in here a long time. They got a white powder on them, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pull them out because we're gonna work here later today. There's a bean, there's some kale. I haven't harvested much kale either this year, but we're gonna go ahead and harvest this. And we will put that over with, we'll put it with the mustard greens. And I think I'm back around. Did I miss any beans? Oh, I missed a lot of beans. And I need to get these out. So let's grab these beans. And y'all, all of these need to come out. I'm gonna worry about that later. It's too many to worry about. I wanna get this stuff harvested is what I want to work on. Oh, and a peanut. Yeah, peanuts growing. What's new? Y'all, I've decided I'm gonna do a whole tower of peanuts next year. Just for my squirrels, just for them. I'm gonna grow some peanuts since they like peanuts so much. All right, that's it for this one. Y'all, let's keep moving over. Let's see what's going on in the garden. Now, in this bed, I have flowers right there that's pretty much done for the season. We'll worry about them later. I have a huge cabbage plant right there It's not putting a head. Oh, now it's trying to put a head on. Okay, it's trying to go ahead and put a head on, but it's covering up these right here. So we'll get those moved in another video. And then I have one right there and a little one right there. Now, I changed my mind. I'm going to go ahead and move this now because I have a place for it. So let's get it moved. I'm going to leave that one. It might survive because it's not covered up, but we're going to move this one. So this is where I'm going to move it to. Over here, I have Korean radish growing, but y'all, that sure does look like turnip greens. We'll see when they come up. I thought it was Korean radish. Mustard back here, and in the front, I have turnip up there. And right here, these are all cabbage heads that I relocated here, or cabbage plants. I relocated them from the same bed that this one was in, and now we're going to relocate this one, and we're going to put it back here. Let's see. We're going to put it right here, making sure I got plenty of room for that other one there. Cabbage is 1 plant per square in the square foot garden method, if that's the planting that you're using. I'm just pushing these down just a little bit because I want them to grow straight. All right, y'all, let's keep harvesting. So that's one of my new beds, and that bed has the greenhouse cover on it. And that's the bed I'm going to test the limits on this winter. We're going to see just how long we can grow in there. And that's why I have lots of cool season crops in there, from if it's turnip greens or if it's Korean radish, whichever one it is, we will see here shortly. The cabbage, the turnip greens, the mustard greens, and then I have 2 lettuce plants in here as well. Lettuce can take some cool weather, so we will see. We will see how this bed does. This is another bed that I set up. I put a whole bunch of green matter in there, and you can see that it's dying and dropping down in the bed, and we'll keep adding green matter to it as I'm redesigning the garden. We put this bed in as well. I transplanted some okra right here. I transplanted this okra when I took the old bed out to put this bed in, and y'all, believe it or not, y'all, it's coming back. I mean, it is alive. Believe it or not, it is alive. This one doesn't look like it's alive, but that one right there, y'all, that was the worst looking one. And now it's getting ready to put blooms on in October. But we don't want any more okra, y'all. Mom don't want any. But I'm not pulling that out just yet. I'm trying to prove a point on that one. And this one, yeah, that one don't look too good. Oh yeah, guess what? A peanut, another peanut. And this one right here looks like it's trying to live too. So we'll leave it for now. Y'all, look what I just found. I believe my neighbor had an accident on my green pepper plant. Here's a whole bunch of peppers, sweet peppers, on a limb that's been broke off. And that wasn't there when I left. But that's okay, y'all. I got plenty of peppers. I'm going to just stick it in the ground right here. Y'all, it's already dead. It's dead, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to stick it there out the way. That's a beat up little cantaloupe. It doesn't ripen since I've been gone, but I don't think it really made anything. But we're going to put it with that other cantaloupe. So this is the bed that we were working on right here. And this is way out of the ground. I really needed it down closer to this level and it would stand up straight, but I don't want to disturb it because it's so happy. So I'm going to leave it as it is. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, maybe 5. That one might make it. And we can transplant it somewhere else if we need to. So this bed is pretty much done for today. Let's go to the next bed. All right, before I go to the next bed, y'all, I moved all of my rhubarb over here. So they were in one of my wooden raised beds. We pulled them out. We pulled them out of the wooden raised bed, y'all. And then I just put them in a big white tub with some soil on top of them because I wasn't ready to transplant them. And y'all, they stayed in that white tub for about 2 weeks. There was no holes in the bottom of the tub. It was just these plants, this one and that one there, and soil. And I watered them in the tub. And then honestly, y'all, I forgot about them because I had a lot going on. And then it rained for a week straight, off and on for, I mean, good hard rain. And the tub was full of water, soil, and these plants. I poured all the water off, and then I went ahead and transplanted them into the ground. And y'all, they look good. I mean, they look really good. These are water lines from another area. But that one over there is looking amazing. This one's looking better. And they were in a raised bed before, and now they are in the natural soil, right? The soil, well, on top there's potting soil, but it's just in my native soil, which is clay, by the way. But they look happy. Hopefully they'll get established before it gets too cold, and hopefully they'll come back next year. And I've had these plants now for 3 years. Next year will be the 4th year, and I've had to move them. They had huge roots on them, so hopefully I can still harvest from them next year. So in this bed, I have broccoli growing. It's been growing since the spring, and we are harvesting side shoots. Before I went out of town, I cut some of the flowers off that I had missed harvesting, and it's just putting on even more side shoots. So we will keep it going. I may steam this broccoli and cauliflower together today, since it's not enough of any one thing. Now, some of these are small, but I know I'm not going to harvest again over here this week. At least I don't plan to, other than them beans that's back here, but we'll talk about beans later. I see beans have reseeded themselves and they're trying to come up. I see some weeds trying to come in as well. Let's get the weeds out. But y'all, I have one plant right here. It's not going to make it where it is because it's shaded out. I'm going to move it to another bed. Like, I want to put it somewhere where I know I'm going to be watching that bed, which is like right here. I know this is the bed I'm going to be watching. Okay. Give you a chance to live. Now, this is eventually going to get really big and it's probably going to fall over, but I'm going to make it fall that way. The sun is that way, so this little plant will definitely get the sunlight in this cooler weather. I'm going to go ahead and harvest these little bitty heads. I'm going to harvest that one. I can't believe I'm harvesting off of this, y'all. So we got that one. We planted a new one. It's not quite time for Brussels sprouts. Not yet. Not yet. But 2 more little florets. I know it's not much, y'all, but it's still more than I had. So let's keep going. I got those. Let's move to the next bed. Okay, I forgot to turn my seat upside down and it's full of water. So right here, I have 2 eggplants. This one stays little, but I think that's too little. This one here, I should have picked it before I left for my week away, but now we got it. And I have like 2 in the house, so that'll give me enough that maybe I can find something to do with it. It looks like this GreenStalk was protected from that really bad weather, cold weather that came in last night and the night before. So I don't see any frost damage on this GreenStalk, but I do see some amazing peppers. That is a Thunderbolt, my favorite pepper. I was waiting for it to ripen, and in a week's time, it turned green. Or it turned red, I should say. Now, I was looking at the camera, and I know my neighbor was over here grabbing some peppers as well, so I know I'm not going to get everything, but that is a yellow monster right there, yellow monster. It's got some blushing on it. I'm going to go ahead and take it in and let it finish ripening inside. I bet that's when my neighbor accidentally broke that limb off. But y'all, I've been breaking that limb off myself, so I'm not upset about it. There's plenty of peppers on here for everybody. Here's a nice red bell. Let's see what variety of bell it is, though. Where did I cut it from? This one. King of the North, red bell pepper. Now these pepper plants look like I just put them in here. I mean, they're yellowing just a little bit, but they're so healthy. I mean, they look good. All right, let's keep going. We'll get the top in a minute here. All right, this is supposed to be a thunderbolt. But y'all, I don't know. That might not make it because it's so little. The season's almost over. Wow, that's some peppers right there. Let me turn it so y'all can see it. This thing is weighed down in peppers, as is that one, and it's not being supported right now. We'll have to worry about that later, but here, after I hug my baby, I haven't seen her in a week. Come here, baby. Hey, girl. How are you?
Good.
Good. You have so much fun?
Uh-huh.
Tell everybody hi.
Bye.
Go on and put your stuff up. So these peppers right here are from a 2 or 3 year old plant. I just know they're red short peppers. What does it say? Yeah, the tag is long gone, y'all. I can't tell you what it was, but it's from a 2 to 3 year old plant that I've been overwintering and still getting peppers on. But it is a sweet pepper. There's another one. That was a bell mix, so I'm not sure what kind of pepper that was. I have no idea. I cut it and didn't look. Oh, it's coming from all the way down here. Marconi. Marconis get big. Thunderbolts and Marconi get very tall. I mean, you can keep cutting them back and bushing them out, but they get very tall. So I always put my Marconis and my Thunderbolts down low versus up high because of that. And so I can give them room to grow up. And so this Marconi is started down here and it's all the way up there now to kind of give you an idea. Ooh, this is pretty. Cubanelle, very pretty. Here's another one of those plants. I think it was called short red sweet pepper. And they came from a seed share many years ago. And now they've been growing up here for several years. Y'all, what am I supposed to do with that? I can't eat that. You see how little that is? But it's ripe. It's probably gonna fall through the holes. Gotta be careful, I'm gonna put my eye out. Oh, it's already broke off. So there's no use in trying to support something that's already broke. Y'all, I just stuck it in the ground. I broke it off and stuck it in the ground. We'll see what happens. That one's ready to break off too. All right, so we gotta be careful is what we're saying. We gotta just be careful, make sure we protect them as best we can. All right, I think we're done with the peppers. Can you see those peppers? I think that's good. Knowing that my neighbor took some while I was gone last week, I am now over into my rape. I'm not sure how you say it area. And remember I was talking about we're gonna have mixed greens? We are gonna mix them with these plants here. Some people use this as a cover crop, but my grandmother used to cook them and they're quite delicious. Some people use them as a type of oil for canola oil, I think is what I heard. But y'all, we eat these. And I've been trying to grow them all season long and harvest them and enjoy them. Only got 5 million seeds because I couldn't find them. Everybody helped me out. So thank you everybody that helped me put my hands on these seeds, find the correct name for them so I could find the seeds. And then I just bought so many of them. I went down to North Carolina where I grew up. So I'm originally from the foothills of North Carolina, and small little town, you probably can't even find it on a map. So I was down there a few months ago and picked up a whole bunch of seeds there as well. But then y'all, I did something so bad. I forgot I had the seeds outside and I left them on top of that green stalk right there, and the seeds got wet. But that's okay. They got wet. It's okay though, y'all. I picked them up after they got wet, but then y'all, the bag had a hole in it and the seeds went everywhere. I got rape, whatever, greens growing all in my green stalk because the seeds fell there. They fell all on the back half of this bed here. So yeah, they're thick. They real thick. They're thicker than I wanted them to be, not because I tried, but I dropped the seeds, y'all. I did. And they were already too thick to begin with. I'm happy to be able to add some of these. That's a yellow one. Add these to the mixed greens that I will be making. Again, y'all, it's more than we had. That's how I'm thinking about it. It's more than we had. And I didn't go to the store. We got some work to do, y'all. Right behind me right here, these are my grape plants. I need to finish cutting those back and take all of those limbs and everything, and I'm gonna use those to line the bottom of my new beds that I'm gonna set up. So much more work to do, y'all. We will get done what we can get done before winter gets here, and if we don't get it done, I always got the spring. I can continue to work on the redesign. The redesign is one of the things I want to do. I consider it one of my priorities, but my daughter's wedding is the priority, if you know what I mean. So I got to make sure everything goes well for her wedding, which takes me away from my garden just a little bit. Y'all, look at these beans. I'm not even trying to harvest beans right now. Just need y'all to go over there so I can get to these greens. We'll come back for you, don't worry. Y'all know I haven't harvested anything in my garden in 11 days. It's been 11 days since I harvested. So we'll just see what that does for us. Rape greens, kale, mustard greens. That's what's in here. And when they cook down, y'all, they cook down. I mean, they really cook down. So I think that's going to be it for, wait a minute, I think I got one more place. But that's it for the greens for the most part. Let's keep moving around the garden, y'all. Y'all, I left one cabbage growing here. Two cabbages. I'm going to harvest them, y'all. I'll put the two together. There's a little cabbage. Y'all, I want to get these beds out. Yeah. And there's another little cabbage. Now, I planted these April, May, something like that. And there's two little heads of cabbage with rainwater coming out of them. And I didn't think this okra was going to make, but y'all, there's okra here. And there's plenty of okra here and the other spots for a meal, but we're going to let them dry out. In my live stream, I was talking about the way the sun moves in my garden. And all of these beds are running east to west. The sun comes up over there and it goes over that way. And what I found is in my beds that are set up this way, east to west, the west side of the bed has the best growth. I mean, I have massive tomatoes still right here. And I don't mean one. I mean, there's like 2, 4, 6, 8 tomatoes on this one plant. 9, there's a little baby one there. There's probably more than that up here on this one plant because it gets that hot evening sun and it gets a little bit of morning sun, but this seems to be the ideal location. So as we redesign the beds, I am going to run the beds north to south so they can get all morning sun and evening sun. At least that's the plan. I found that my cantaloupes did better in a bed that I ran in that direction as well. The green beans are doing better in beds that I ran north to south versus east to west. So the plan is to do more of that in the upcoming years. But y'all, this plant is green, is healthy. There's no fertilizer whatsoever going at this late date in the year. It's got some dead places on it, but it's got some really green, healthy plants on it, or greens on it as well. So, and we got flowers that are doing really well over here. It stayed small most of the season, and now these, oh goodness, what are they? Zinnias. These zinnias are coming up nicely. Interesting. So we got flowers. tomatoes. Let's see if any of them are green or red. Oh, there's more back here. The plant had fallen down. Let me give it some support. There we go. Now it's standing up. So all of these tomatoes are off of my dwarf tomato GreenStalk. And they were pretty much done. I've kind of let them dry out and die off, but here are a whole bunch of yellow dwarf tomatoes. I don't forget what they're called. If I can find it, I'll put it up here. If not, they're just yellow dwarf tomatoes. I'm going, oh my goodness, that thing is massive. Massive. These are all super steaks, by the way, that are doing so well over here on the end. Super steaks. Wow, that one's like smushed in there. It has nowhere to grow. There you go. Let me give you some room. There you go. But I'm harvesting one and I'm leaving the rest of them. If they can just start blushing just a little bit. That one's blushing, but there's some big ones, y'all. I got to bring you in. Now that the sun done come out, y'all, look at that. I think that's my biggest tomato this year, right there. Whoa, thing's huge. And there's another big one there and behind it. And there's some down here. Don't worry, we will weigh it when we bring it in, because right now my largest tomato is just a little bit over a pound, and I'm hoping I can get one bigger than that for the season. On all of these plants over here, y'all, I had peas trellising up those plants. Look, that one's all green and happy. Huh. I guess that little bit of warm weather and all that rain we got a few weeks ago has kind of brought some of these back to life. We will try to protect them if we can. But anyway, I had peas growing up the trellises with my with my tomatoes, and I harvest them when they're nice and dry. You can hear them shaking around in there. So we're going to go ahead and get those harvested and put them in something. This has been my best year growing peas. I've already canned up 3 pints, and I probably have probably another 10 pints that I can can up right now. And some of these peas are still green. They're still trying to produce. So I'm going to leave them out here and let them go as long as they can. My neighbor cleaned up a little bit over here though for me. Yeah, I'm knocking tomatoes down. Let me get these peas and cherry tomatoes picked, and I will bring you back. This may be difficult to see, but there are so many tomatoes down in this bed. So when I take this bed out and I move the soil, I'm going to have tomatoes growing everywhere. I harvested a few tomatoes right there. There are the peas. And Mom gave me permission to go ahead and harvest the okra. So there's a handful of okra there. But there's still a lot of stuff to harvest, y'all. I got yellow beans left to harvest, squash left to harvest, and I think that's it. But let me go work on those now, and I'll bring you back and show you the harvest. Y'all, I am still picking summer squash in October. These plants were sitting up here up high, and then they trellised over and down into this space right here. And I think this space is being protected from that cool air. Those early mornings is in between these two beds behind the trees there. And so they're just as green and pretty down here, but they look horrible up here. And I'm still harvesting summer squash. So this is a white scallop, but we're harvesting squash, y'all, in October. Now let's go get those beans. And y'all, the same thing is happening on this squash right here. Up here is damaged, is dried out, but down here on the ground, I'm nice and green. And there's like, oh my goodness, 2, 4, 6, at least 6 squash that are about this big that just might make it. We'll see. Y'all look, that's a pepper on the ground. Why is this pepper on the ground over here? That's a giant Marconi and it's in good shape. I don't know what happened. We're gonna put it in the basket is what we're gonna do. All right, y'all, we're gonna harvest these yellow wax beans. They haven't been harvested in a week. I see rust on them, on some of them anyway. We'll go through them in the house. And I'm gonna put the yellow wax beans with the green beans because y'all, I'm running out of places to put stuff. So for now, they're gonna have to go together. We will weigh them separately though. 10 days is too long to go without harvesting the garden. Even in the fall, the more you harvest, usually the better the production your plants will have. I hear others are now growing lots of beans in their green stalks. I hope you're getting a great harvest like I am in your green stalk. Anyway, I'm on my third battery, y'all, so I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna harvest and then I'll bring you back and show you. All right, there are the yellow wax beans. I got green beans, I got peppers left, and I have a little bit of lettuce. You don't watch me harvest a lot of lettuce, so let's go to the lettuce next. Y'all look at that. My baby just got home, she's holding her back, but she already working. Look at her, pulling that up. Hard working family we are. All right, y'all, here is another one of my green stalks. I have micro dwarf tomatoes blooming on this plant right here. I have lettuce. I have a lot of basil up there that I didn't take care of, but we are going to go ahead and harvest a little more of this lettuce and take it inside. I think I'll grab this one. There it is. Oh, that lettuce needs to be put in some water. It's getting a little weepy. We will grab some of this flashy butter gem. Let's see which one I want to grab. Is there one that's got 2 plants in it? If there is, I'll grab that instead. Looks like I did the right thing. All of them got only 1 plant in it, so I did it right for once. So we will grab this one right here. Flashy butter gem. There it is. Some of the most pretty leaves I have ever seen. Look at that. Let's see what else we're gonna grab. Where's that other tomato plant? Oh, there's the other one. And it's got blooms on it too. All right, y'all. And all of this parsley, which I don't have time to deal with. I feel pretty confident. I feel pretty confident that this is dynamite. All right, let's harvest this one because it's growing with this tomato plant. The tomato plant is the one who stole the spot though. And now the tomato plant has the whole spot. I think that's good from a lettuce standpoint. And y'all, I'm standing in all this high grass back here. But y'all see that over there? Y'all see all of this? Y'all, these are sweet potatoes. And my plan is to harvest them in the next video or 2. It might be today, but it'll be a video or 2 from now because I'm behind on editing, y'all. Let's get the rest of this stuff. I'm gonna grab these 2 or 3 hot peppers, and y'all, we're gonna wrap this up because I need to charge all my batteries. Still a lot of green down here. Ugh, y'all, they don't look good though. They don't look good. But if they can wait 1 more day, or 2 or 3, that would be best for me. I'll just get what's red. And we'll worry about hot peppers later. So now we're working on these beans. You've seen me harvest them many, many times before. So I will just get them harvested and show you how big the harvest is. Hopefully my neighbor harvests some so I don't have to pick so many, if you know what I mean. But anyway, let me get them harvested, save my battery, and I'll bring it back. Well, y'all, there it is. There's the harvest for, oh, I don't have it all. Well, there it is, y'all. There's the harvest. There are the beans. There weren't that many beans out there, and there's some really, really big beans like this. These rattlesnake beans, you can grow them and just eat the bean inside like a dry bean. And so there's a couple huge ones that I will probably go ahead and just use the beans, and we'll put the beans with the green beans together. But the yellow wax beans, the green beans, all of my mixed greens, my lettuce, which is wilting on me really bad. But again, for the lettuce, just put it in the water for 15 minutes. It'll perk right back up. And then everything else I think you've seen. I got a cauliflower, y'all, and a couple teeny heads of cabbage. But here are the weights for everything that I picked today. I'm glad that you could come along with me as I toured the garden on this, what was supposed to be a cool fall day, but y'all, it's warming up out here a little bit. But there are the weights for everything today. I'm glad you could walk through as I was doing a little tour at the same time while I'm harvesting. And so you can see how those couple of days of cool weather has been affecting the garden. And you can see what's still going crazy because of the rain. So if you enjoy the video, thumbs up. Consider subscribing. If you have questions on your fall garden or your spring garden or your indoor garden, please hit me up in the comments. But if you want a quick response, you're going to need to send me an email. So until next time, and I hope there will be a next time that you choose to hang out with me at Kim's Cozy Corner. There are more videos coming, y'all. See you soon. Bye.